Hello, good people. Right, today we're going to be making this. I have no idea what to call it, so I just called it bok choy with mincey bits. Basically, whatever you find in your cupboard you can cook a good meal with, if you have a little bit of stock around. So first of all, cut up your onion, obviously. I always have a bit of trouble peeling these things, but I've got no nails. Now, a lot of chefs will say, oh, you have to do horizontal cuts first. No, you don't. Because you're going against the grain, basically. So just chop them down and then slice sideways. That way it dices it up automatically. So I'm doing a voiceover for this today because I just thought I'd try. Normally I just do subtitles. So if you prefer the voiceover one to the subtitles, please leave me a comment so that I know. Otherwise I'll just stick to the subtitles and see how that goes. Right, top and tail your piece of garlic. Squash it out with the back of your knife. I saw this video, I thought that was my elbow, but it's actually my big fat palm. See how easy the skin comes off when you do that. Then use your knuckle as a slider, chop it into strips, chop it into bits, flick it off to the side. Obviously, the more times you repeat that, the finer it chops. And then we do the Ramsay technique for chopping up a pepper. He always starts from the bottom and cuts downwards, and it's a lot easier than any other method I've found so far. Just slice them into strips, and then chop them into bits. Chop it up into nice little fine bits. And then get your carrot. Leave the end on the carrot so that it's easier to peel. Chop it into horizontal blocks, and then flip them over, cut it into strips. And finally dice it. Spring onions. Pretty self-explanatory. Clean them off, pull off the bits you don't need, all the dirty outside leafy bits. Chop them up, ready to go. Good thing about these Chinese knives is that they've got such a huge surface, they're easy to scoop up food and stuff, but tend to be a bit bulky when you're doing a lot of stuff, so I use my chef's knife as well as the Chinese chef's knife. But if you're going through a lot of vegetables, the Chinese chef's knife is awesome. So, bok choy, two ways of doing it. This is the first way. Cut off the root and then separate the leaves, wash them off. This is the second way, which they mostly do in mainland China. They'll just cut the thing into 4 pieces and then either steam it off or stir fry it like that. You have to wash it before you do this though, obviously. Personally, I prefer the first way because I can just cook them a lot quicker. So that's all the ingredients we got. Salt, pepper, garlic, carrots, onions, oyster sauce, and honey instead of sugar. I hate using sugar. Spring onions, and pepper. Oh, soy sauce as well, of course. Don't add the fairy washing liquid to your mix, otherwise you could be blowing bubbles for hours. Right, add a bit of oil to your pan. And a bit of butter. It's always better with a bit of butter. It's only like a medium heat. You don't need to burn the onions, so you just want them translucent, I think the technical term is. Get them going, add the garlic. I don't know why people put garlic in separately. It all comes out the same, doesn't it? And it tastes the same and initially fries the same, so I just put mine straight in with the onions. Then add in your mince. I kind of squash down the mince with the back of my spoon to make sure that it's cooking properly and evenly. But you don't want to cook this too much because there's a lot more cooking process to come yet. So just get them browned off. Then, pink Himalayan salt. I'm probably adding a bit too much, but I'm old, I don't care. Black peppercorns. Sprinkle a generous amount of that. Maybe a bit more. Stir it all up. Get that all nicely mixed in. Then add your carrots. Since they're all nicely finely chopped, they don't take no time to cook, but if they were a little bit bigger, you'd want to cook them off as early as possible. Otherwise they're hard, and if you've got false teeth, you'll probably break them. Nice. Alright, duck soy sauce. Not too much, otherwise you end up with like a... it's probably a bit too much, but I like the taste of it. That's the only problem when you're doing videos, you put too much soy sauce in and everything looks brown. Tastes damn good though. Right, so give that a good mix up, and then after about 2-3 minutes add in your bell pepper, or as in New Zealand we call them capsicum. Then oyster sauce. Love this stuff. Put as much in as you like. I tend to like about a good heaped tablespoon in the size of this pan. Awesome pan, by the way. I just bought this thing. But it's a little too big for some things. But something like this is good, because I'm going to make 2 meals out of this. All right. Cooking off nicely. Little slow motion action there. Yeah, baby. Not that there's anything to see in slow motion, but... Alright. Chuck in the green onions. Spring onions. These are always the last thing you want to put in because you don't want to cook them, you just want them in the mix, basically. And then, we're not serving here, we're just putting it all to one side. Problem is, I've only got one element because I live in a caravan, so if you have 2 elements, obviously you could cook this and the bok choy at the same time, but I only have one, so I'm cooking this first, putting it to the side, and then using the juices from that and a cup of water to steam off my bok choy. Oh yeah. The Chinese is called bai tai, but it got the term bok choy because of the Cantonese way of saying it. Cantonese different from Mandarin, obviously, but the way they spell their pinyin, which is the Chinese way of writing English for it, comes out like bok choy, which doesn't sound anything like the way you actually pronounce it. Anyway, do that for about a minute. You don't want them too steamed. Get rid of the water. Put in a bit of oil on the other side of the pan, and then fry those babies up. Ooh yeah. If you want, you can add a bit of salt here, a bit of pepper, but I've already got enough in my meat, so I'm not going to add any more. But I will add some oyster sauce because I love it. And a bit of soy sauce as well, because why not? Once again, this is going to kill the colour for the video, but it's just me eating it, so I hope you can deal with that. Honey, man, you've got to put some honey on this stuff. I probably put a little bit too much, but then I tend to do that with everything. This just tastes so good. So much better than sugar. I hate sugar. Anyway, plate it up. Lots of juices. And then you still got a lot of juice left over from the bok choy, so I'm just going to reheat my meat and veggie mix. Get that bok choy flavour in there. Oh, this is so yum. And then plate it up. I got to about this far, and then I realized that there was probably a bit too much juice hanging on the plate. So I tried to clean it up, and I dropped the whole plate. Oh, I couldn't believe it. But I dropped it on the chopping board, so that's all right. I scooped it all back up and tried to make it presentable for a nice YouTube thumbnail photo, but that's about as far as I got. So anyway, this is the finished product. Simple ingredients, but so yum. And that is what I'm going to leave over to put in a wrap for later. And here's the test taste. Oh yeah. What could I say? 非常好吃啊！我天天都可以吃那么非常好吃的东西啊。You want some? Okay, that might have seemed like a simple dish, but look at the mess it made. World War III ain't got nothing on me.